Hi, I'm Marie Elizabeth Molly, and this is Relationship Alchemy. Today we're talking about owning your power in your relationships. The quickest way to own your power in your relationships is to recognize the choices that you're making. Owning your power is never about what you're doing and saying to other people. It's about what you're choosing inside, day to day, moment by moment, and how aligned those choices are with who you be and how you want to show up. I want to give you a direct example from my coaching practice. Recently, I was coaching one of my clients who has been feeling powerless to effect change in what happens around visitation with her kid because of how her ex-husband is handling transitions. And she's been advised by someone else to force the visitation, to be more forceful with him, which didn't sit right with me as her coach, because I know her, and didn't sit right with her either. Mostly because she's very conscientious about her impact, and she knows that if she forces something, there's going to be consequences for a kid on the back end when he gets back to her ex's house. So I coached her instead to recognize what choices she's making in the situation. And she realized that she is choosing to prioritize her kid's well-being, i.e., not setting up negative consequences for her kid, over getting what she wants. And should she decide to make a different choice tomorrow, she can. But for right now, that is the powerful choice that she's making, to prioritize her kid's well-being back at her ex's home over getting what she wants, which is to spend time with him. At any given moment, we are choosing something. If you don't like the choices you're making, you can change them. But the circumstance is not more powerful than your choices. Sometimes we're in a circumstance that we can't change right away. It's bigger, it's huge what's going on, but what we can change is how we choose to be in it, how we show up to it. What quality are we cultivating through going through this circumstance? That is a second way that you can own your power in your relationships. If something is happening that you don't like and you can't change the situation on a dime, the first piece is recognizing the choices you're making and own the powerful choice that you're making. And the second piece is to ask yourself, what quality is this situation asking me to develop? What is the invitation here? How is this for me? Even if it's terrible. Oh, I'm being asked to develop courage, faith, endurance, peace, calm under duress, clarity, even as everything would try to make me unclear. Those are two really crucial ways that you stay in your power in relationship. One, by really recognizing and owning the choices you're making. And two, by asking yourself what quality, especially if you're in a circumstance that's not to your liking, that doesn't feel good, what quality am I being asked to develop here? And how do I embody that quality more fully? What I'm speaking about here does not apply in a relationship where you're actually being physically or emotionally abused. In that situation, you want to get to safety. You want to get the appropriate support. So don't take what I'm saying as an excuse to stay in a situation that is directly harmful to your physical well-being or your emotional well-being. What I'm talking about is the typical challenges of relationships that go up and down, or circumstances where you're being pressed on financially or pressed on in a health situation or any kind of adverse situation where it's not about getting out to safety as quickly as possible, okay? So please don't take what I'm saying as an excuse to stay. I'm speaking about basically healthy situations that are hard, in which you need to to gather your power to meet them. If you have a nervous system that responds to adversity with a high level of fight or flight, as mine does, know that tending to your nervous system is a super important choice to make. That is the important and powerful choice to make in the situation. Letting your nervous system run amok and derail your entire day, for example, that's a choice. Not tending to yourself when you get triggered is a choice. Not speaking up in a moment where your heart is asking you to speak up is a choice. So I suggest you go back and listen to a couple of episodes ago where I talked about doing your part for more connection, because in there I talk about a 4-part communication process that will help you begin to navigate asking for what you want more easily and handling when your nervous system gets triggered. So if you haven't already heard that episode, go back and listen to that for some structure for how to do what I'm talking about. But here in this episode, I'm talking about a deeper level of ownership of your power by truly taking responsibility for your choices. And if you don't like your choices, change them. And change them bit by bit. Pick a small area where you could make a new choice. Oh, next time I get triggered, I'm going to pause. Oh, next time I'm tempted to binge eat because I'm upset, I'm going to pause and choose not to do that. Find a small choice that you can make that has you feel aligned with yourself, has you feel powerful, has you feel your capacity to create change in your life, your capacity to show up differently. And I'm going to leave you with one more way to own your power in your relationships, which is to forgive the earlier versions of you that didn't know how to do this, that didn't do this. If you're carrying around a ton of shame or guilt or self-blame about how things have been in the past, that is holding you back from change now. We don't actually change in an atmosphere of shame. It just doesn't happen. Shame locks in the old pattern more fully and deeply. It makes it harder. It makes it more entrenched. So the third piece of owning your power is to let go of shame. Forgive yourself for what you have done and who you have been in the past. Forgive your earlier versions for what they didn't know. And move forward with what you know now. Owning your choices. And recognizing the qualities that your life is asking you to develop now. This has been Relationship Alchemy. I'm Marie Elizabeth Mali, and I help women unlock and express their true selves in their relationships so they become more loving, connected, juicy, and fun. And remember, a great relationship starts with you.